Last year when I started going to the gym, I was skinny as fuck, right? I was medically underweight. I looked malnourished, right? I was a skinny kid, right? I went to the gym and I did a lean bulk. I did this for 7 months straight. So if you don't know what a lean bulk is, this is basically when you put on like muscle mass slowly and you don't put on any body fat, right? So I did this for 7 months and I'll put up the pictures of the transformation. I made really good progress, right? I made really good progress in 7 months. After 7 months, I was 9.1% body fat. I had put on like 16 pounds of muscle mass, I think it was. I made really good progress, right? And after that 7 months, I did a huge bulk, right? So this is this is basically the biggest bulk I've ever done, right? I did a huge bulk for 8 months, right? In this 8 months time period, I put on 30 pounds of body mass. 30 pounds of body mass, right? So I went from basically being like a skinny kid to looking like a completely like a completely different human being after that time period, right? And after this bulk, I did a cut for 3 months, right? Day one of the cut, day 10 of cutting. This is day 20 of the cut. This is day 30 of the cut. Day 40 of the cut. Day 50 of the cut. Day 60 of the cut. This is the physique after 60 days of cutting. Day 70 of the cut. This is the current physique. Day 80 of the cut. This is day 80 of the cut, and this is the physique after 80 days of cutting. So I've just finished the cut. I'm still going to keep going down. But I've just finished the cut, and I did a cut for 3 months. I'm lean. I look aesthetic, whatever, right? But when I look back at these three phases, right? When I look back at the lean bulk, the huge bulk, and the cut, if I look at the way I did it, I can actually tell that I did it the wrong way. Like, I basically went about it in a mismatch way. The way I should have really done it, right? And this is not like the advice I would give to like other skinny guys who are trying to also make progress in building an aesthetic body, right? So if like your entire goal to go into the gym is just to build like an aesthetic physique that girls find attractive, this is how I would really go about it. And I wish if I could go back in time, this is how I would have done it myself, right? Instead of doing a lean bulk first, I would have done the huge bulk first, right? So I would have done the bulk for 8 months. I would have still put on like the 30 pounds of body fat, of like body mass, not body fat, what the fuck? I would have put on the 30 pounds of body mass, right? Like literally changed my whole structure, literally just became like a different person, right? I would have put on the 30 pounds of body mass. Then I would have done a cut. Then after the cut, I would have done a lean bulk, right? So let me explain why I would go about it in this exact scenario, right? So this is going to be like really useful for skinny guys who are trying to go to the gym for the first time and really try and make progress with this. This is going to be like useful for them, right? Why I would do a huge bulk first? First of all, it's like you want to just put on as much muscle mass as you can as quickly as possible, right? Because like when you start going to the gym, you just make lots of progress in putting on muscle mass, right? So you want to maximize on how much muscle mass you put on as fast as possible. You want to maximize on how much strength you gain as fast as possible, right? And also, let's just be like completely honest here. When you go to the gym, you want to see results, especially this is especially true if you're going for the very first time, right? If you've never been in the gym, right? If you go, you expect to see results. You want to see results. A lean bulk is slow, right? Just by the nature of like muscle mass, it takes time to put on muscle mass, right? It takes time to put on muscle mass. It doesn't take that much time to lose body fat. But for you to see a difference, if you're doing a lean bulk, right, which is just putting on lean muscle, it's going to take time. It's going to take like half a year for you to really notice a difference, right? So I would go back in time and I would literally just do a huge bulk. See as much progress as fast as possible, right? I'll tell my younger self to just eat as much food as you can, take the supplements, progressively overload. Like literally go to the gym every week, pick up heavier weights, just put on as much strength as you can, go to failure, train as hard as possible, right? Literally just put on as much muscle mass as humanly possible in the 8 months, right? That way, after 8 months, not only have I maximized the muscle mass that I could put on, not only like just by the nature of saying, like, if you go to the gym every like 2 weeks, every like 1 month, you're seeing a difference, right? You're going to get motivated. You're going to think, you know what? I'm seeing progress. I'm seeing results, right? I want to keep going. Like, you get addicted. You get hooked to seeing progress. You get hooked to making progress, right? That way, the whole issue of like being consistent in the gym is dealt with. The whole issue of being consistent in the gym is dealt with, because once you see progress, you don't want to stop seeing progress. You don't want to stop seeing progress. You want to keep seeing progress, right? So you're going to keep going to the gym, right? So like, that's like the simple, fastest way to make sure that not only am I consistent in the gym, but like I see progress, right? So this is how I do it. I'll do the bulk, put on all the muscle mass, put on a little bit of body fat just by the nature of like a bulk, right? And then after that, after like 8 months of bulking, after I've put on like 30 pounds, I'll do a cut, right? So now I've put on the body fat, the body mass. Why do you keep saying body fat? I've put on the body mass. I've learned the things that I need to learn about the gym, right? I've basically like transformed my entire physique, right? I'm a completely new person, right? After like 8 months, I'll do a cut. Now I do a cut. Now I reveal the abs. Now I see like which muscles are lacking. Like if I need to train any specific muscles, right? I need to improve those muscles, right? I then go to the gym, start improving those. I'm doing a cut, I'm getting leaner. If I've been training the right way, like if I've been training the 7 aesthetic muscles, I've built up a decently attractive physique at that time, right? So for those of you who don't know, the 7 aesthetic muscles are basically the muscles you'd train to build an aesthetic V-taper, which is like the equivalence of like the hourglass figure in a girl, right? So like, you know, like how us as guys would find a girl with like big tits and a fat ass and like a small waist attractive. That's what they look at in a guy and see like the V-taper. That's the equivalent, right? So I would train the 7 aesthetic muscles. I would be on the bulk, and after 8 months, I would do a cut, right? Do a cut. It would probably take me like 8 to 12 weeks to just shred down to like maybe like 11% body fat, maybe like 11% body fat and under, where I've got like clearly visible abs, clear muscle definition, kept delts, muscle striations, whatever, right? It would take me like 3 months to get there, right? So now I've been training a total of 9 months. I've already put on a fuck ton of muscle mass. I have the aesthetic physique after 9 months, right? After this 9 months period, I now just want to maintain having an aesthetic physique, but also put on more muscle mass so that the physique just keeps improving. Then I do a lean bulk, right? So that's when the lean bulk comes in. The lean bulk comes in after I've done the cut, and now I'm just slowly going to put on muscle mass, enjoy the benefits of having a nice aesthetic physique, right? Enjoy the benefits whilst I'm slowly putting on muscle mass, right? And then now it's like in my mind, it's so like coasting. I'm just coasting through it, right? It's so free. Now in my mind, I don't need to obsess over the results. You see, I don't need to obsess over like, am I making progress? I've been training for a month. I don't look any bigger. Like, I don't need to obsess over that. The same way I would have obsessed if I'd just started off on a lean bulk, because just like it takes time to put on muscle mass. So every month or two, I'm going to be obsessing, thinking, I don't look any different. I still look like the same person. Am I doing like the right exercises? Should I switch this? Should I take this supplement? Should I do this, and this? I don't need to obsess, because I'm already aesthetic. I'm putting on muscle mass slowly over time. I'm enjoying the benefits of being aesthetic. Now it's like I'm just coasting through it, right? Now I can do a lean bulk. Basically, a lean bulk, you just put on the muscle mass slowly. So now I can do a lean bulk. If I do this like for half a year, 7 months, after like half a year, I'll notice a huge difference. My physique has just leveled up a few steps. I'm still aesthetic, but I just look bigger. I look better, right? And then now it's like every like 6 months, I'm just going to keep getting better and better and better. This is the like exact route I would take if I was to go back and do it all over again, right? The way I did it wasn't like the best way. Again, I did a lean bulk first, then I did a bulk, then I did a cut. I should have just like done it the other way around. I should have done the bulk first, right? Because like when you're a skinny kid, like you just wanna put on as much body mass as possible. That way you just feel confident, you really see results, you are able to continue going to the gym, right? Because like let me really explain to you like the extent, like what how skinny I was and what this meant for me, right? Because you might not really understand, but let me explain why this would mean so much to anyone who was like in the same position where I was, right? I was like that kid who was bullied for being skinny, right? So like in school, in high school, the other kids would bully me for being skinny. I was also the kid who went into the swimming pool with his shirt on just because, kids are bullying me for being skinny. So going to the gym really meant like everything for me. Like if I would do like a front double bar, so like imagine I'm doing like, I'm going to put up the picture anyways. Imagine I do like a front double bar. I'm like, I do that. Ooh. Now I'm looking massive. But anyways, imagine I do that, right? When I do that, you could see like my rib cage right here, right? So if I flex like that, you could see my rib cage, and it's like, I'm like a fucking skinny kid. So I'm thinking, I'm not even confident to really go out, because every time I look in the mirror, I do a front double bar, you can see like the bones in my rib cage. It's like, So like any skinny kid watching this would actually really relate to this, to think, you know what? The biggest thing for me is really just for me to see a difference in the physique, right? And the lean bulk won't give you this if you do it from the get-go, right? Because again, once you see progress, you will continue going to the gym. Once you see progress, you'll be hooked on the progress. You'll be able to sustainably, consistently go to the gym, right? So it's like, that's the advice I would give like my younger self if I was to do this whole thing again, right? So like, most of the things that I've explained in this video, like the diet, if you want to know like which diets I would be on all of these like periods, like on the cut, on the bulk, on the lean bulk, like which diets I've been on, you can just watch like the videos on this channel, because I've made like multiple videos on the diets also. And if you want to know the training, it's the 7 aesthetic muscles that I mentioned before. But if you want to know like the exact training, again, you can just watch like some of the videos, because I don't want to drag out this video too long. But basically, this is how I do it. So if you want to know more of the details about all these periods, you can just like watch the videos. Yeah, it's all free, right? So you can do that. But that's the advice I had for you in this video. Like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel.